which is awkward. Want that, which I think is part of the reason
absolutely,
for the
which is why at the highest level of play that's been removed from the equation. All right. You ready to dig into this booster pack, Marshall?
I'm ready.
So Seth, but
I'm ready to dig into any booster pack you put in front of me, BD.
I've got another one right here. We could just like crack our own packs.
It might get confusing. All right, here we go.
So immediately Incendiary Flow comes to the front there.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to beat, but let's see if you find something else. A Galvanic Bombardment in the pack as well kind of conflicts with it, but Incendiary Flow is much better card.
Wretched Griff pretty high in his order there. Certain Death gets that towards the front.
Yeah, he's just looking at all the removal spells. There's an Eternal Scourge in there as well, which is not something that Seth is going to look for here, but...
Is that card any good?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3/3 for 3. It has some upside, too.
I mean, every match we've ever watched has a Sigardian Priest in it.
Does it? Yeah, maybe you're right.
So Incendiary Flow is the easy first pick.
It's definitely the pick that Seth was hoping for here. Also, we'll note that he's played some very assertive, aggressive decks thus far this weekend.
Hostility,
and
Borrowed Malevolence. Oh, there's a Geist of the Archives for you.
I do love a Geist of the Archives. It looks like the pick so far. There's also an Ulvenwald Captive at the back, and an Ulvenwald Observer was passed to him. That's the 4 green 6/6 rare. It's a solid card, but not a particularly exciting pick to move into.
It looks like he's...
I'd be surprised if he took Borrowed Hostility here. I mean, that card's fine, but staying in red, I don't know if it's so tempting that you wouldn't want to take a Prey Upon or a Geist of the Archives instead.
Well, and both of those cards have been shuffled towards the front.
Yeah, I like that pick. He took the Ulvenwald Captive. That's the card that I think it's between the 2 green cards, between Prey Upon and the Captive there. And, well, I've been saying it all weekend. I think Captive's better than Prey Upon, so I would have taken it there,
There's Blood
too.
Mist, a card you don't love as much.
I do not like that card, no.
There's Distemper and Blood. There's a Geist-Fueled Scarecrow.
And a Galvanic Bombardment, third pick
Galvanic
here.
Bombardment seems one... And he's already passed one.
He did pass one. It was in the pack with Incendiary Flow, but whatever.
Another Certain Death.
Yeah, there's a Wretched Griff too, but I just don't think you can pass a cheap instant speed removal spell like this. Especially since it's on color.
So he takes the Bombardment, looking to be red-green, but, still pretty open. You can still, you're not committed to that green card. Not even committed to those red cards at this point if something happens at the table. So there's a Midnight Scavengers.
Card's been impressive this weekend.
Yeah. Even if you don't have the Graph Rats, it still just returns a creature, and it's still just a Gravedigger. It's still just, what you live for.
Yep,
a
value.
2-for-1.
And he took it too. The downside to Midnight Scavengers is that you're not getting a particularly great deal on the 3/3 for 5, and that it is 5 mana, which means that in an average draft deck, you're only going to be running 2 to 3 copies of cards that cost 5 mana, and if Midnight Scavengers takes up too many, they could bump out potentially a 5 mana rare or something like that. But it's a good card. It's also a 3rd color here for Seth, so we'll see. Ooh, Livius Dragoon right on the front there.
There's a Mournwillow. There's
Weaver of Lightning. Wow.
I got to tell you, I've been very impressed with Weaver of Lightning.
Red's open.
Far.
Red is open.
Which is funny because talking to the players on the floor, red is the color that everyone has identified as being the most powerful.
It just has good removal.
Well, that's...
Yeah. But Weaver of Lightning makes your good removal great and your bad removal good, so...
Keep it simple, right?
I agree. I do not think that getting fancy this early in the format makes a lot of sense. Not everybody's on the same page yet. Not everybody's thought about it as much as, a Seth Manfield has, for example. Are you serious?
Weaver of Lightning, number 2. There's also, is that another Midnight Scavenger?
Yeah, who cares? Take that Weaver, man.
And remember, when you have a card like Weaver of Lightning, it also means that you're going to get to just eat one Nebelgast Herald or some other 2/1 flyer. Always get to eat one. It has reach. You're just going to get a flyer at some point because red creatures don't often have reach.
Wow, Yeah, you're just going to get one that somebody didn't notice. Looks like he's going to look at a weirded vampire here, which is
He's also looking at the
fine.
spectral reserves. You know, he sort of starts to place a priority on spells because of the 2 Weaver of Lightnings.
That is true. I don't know if he wants to go into...
I think he's going to go weirded vampire, though, but he's at least... Oh, no. There you go. Spectral reserves.
So he's leaning towards red-white spells aggro something? All right, I'm interested. See, this is what I'm saying. Seth is not afraid to branch out here.
There's a Rise from the Grave.
There's Bard Malevolence as well.
Yeah, he's going to go with the Bard Malevolence.
Okay.
See, just a great card.
He's kind of going back and forth on colors here. You know, he's got a green card, he's got a white card, he's got a black card, and he's got a bunch of red cards.
Certain Death.
Yeah, that seems like a nice pickup. The only red card in the pack is a Bold Impaler, and he is certainly not interested in that. Well, you know, we know how important removal is in Limited, and apparently Seth does too, because he has taken a heck of a lot of removal spells here.
You don't want to see what happens below the text box in Certain Death. That guy's lowering the axe.
I think he's cutting wood. Look behind him.
Oh. Oh, no.
He has a visitor.
So a second copy of Bard Malevolence.
Yeah, it's probably better than Mockery of Nature here, so he's going to take it. Mockery of Nature, it's hard to find a target for it, I found.
Yeah, we haven't seen many.
No.
So he's going to take the Blood Mist here.
Yeah, he liked that in his sealed deck. It doesn't look like it's going to fit into this build currently, but hey, a few Brazen Wolves, you know, could change that for him. He's going to take the Cultist Staff there, which is a possible inclusion in his
I
deck.
love the Order and Blood Mist.
The guy looks pretty mad.
There's a Cemetery Recruitment.
Yeah, fine card.
Yeah, solid. Remember, all these spells, like, you know, the Malevolent, the Bard Malevolence, you know, with 2 Weaver of Lightnings, that card could do a lot of damage.
It's just, like I said, it makes your medium removal spells very good. It's insane. Okay, let's see what he's got. This is really important, because he does need to solidify his second color. It's looking like it's black, right?
Yeah,
it looks like he's just red-black, but he did spend a pick relatively recently on a white card. I think he's abandoned the idea of playing green at this point. So the other thing that he's really going to need to pay attention to are creatures. He needs to make sure he gets enough creatures.
Something.
Yeah, there actually is a limit to how much removal you can play in your deck.
Well, especially because, I mean, again, a lot of that is situational removal. You know. Yeah,
I like this start from Seth, though.
What are you looking for here in this second pack? Like, what creature? What's just a solid
Brazen Wolves?
Yeah,
just like give me 3 of those.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I'm not greedy.
The Malevolence.
Yes. How about another Incendiary Flow?
Wow. Incendiary Flow.
He's going to bring all the red cards up, but it's hard to beat Incendiary Flow. It's so good. What else has he found? Oh, he found a Brazen Wolves.
And this is an interesting pick here. Now
yeah.
he's got
I'll tell you what, I would still take the Incendiary Flow here. I just think it's that much higher above everything else that you still want that. But, like, for example, if this was a Galvanic Bombardment or a Brazen Wolves, I would definitely take the Brazen Wolves.
See a Tree of Perdition lurking in the back. Yeah, he does take.
Just can't not. It's just so good. I think it's the best red uncommon.
You know, and it has some added value. You know, if you get to take out some sort of creature that would return from the graveyard or something like a Nearheath Chaplain, you know, the ability to exile that instead is pretty huge.
It also comes up slightly more often than you think it would.
Is that another Galvanic Bombardment?
It is. Let's see what else he has. Filled Pack Outcast, not super high on the list. God, he might just end up taking in a Galvanic Bombardment here. The Make Mischief is whatever, you know, it's medium, you would say.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, again, a few Brazen Wolves are going to go a long way, but he's got a lot of pack ahead of him.
2 bombardments.
Here. Yeah, he's got 2 bombardments
2
and 2
Incendiary
Flows.
2 Malevolent, Bard Malevolence.
Certain Death.
Yeah.
Two
Possibly another
Lightning
certain
Weavers.
death coming back around.
Yeah, he knows he's got that base fully covered. He just needs to fill out a creature curve
So
to
there's
kind
a
of back
Skier's
this
Dig
up.
Supplicant. There's an
It of the Horrid
It
Swarm.
of the Horrid Swarm.
Some nice cards in this pack.
Cryptolith Fragment. The
And this is the
Vampire.
interesting part is that like he may just take the Weirded Vampire
you
because
do.
he just needs curve filler, but really he'd like 2s and 3s a lot higher than another mediocre 4. And Weirded Vampire is
There's
a
the
very
Eternal Scourge
medium
again.
4.
He's looking at, we saw one of those earlier.
Yeah, you might want that.
He's considering it. I guess if you just kill all their Sigardian priests.
Mm. Yeah, they're not surviving, I'll tell you that. Is that another Eternal Scourge? What is going on?
Is that 3 in the
Three
draft?
in the draft, yeah.
Another Weirded Vampire, a Distemper of the Blood. Hey, do you start thinking about Field Creeper? You talked about that idea of needing 2s and 3s.
Yeah, probably not quite yet. It's enough below the curve that I think, taking an Eternal Scourge to try to back up with just consistent removal spells probably makes more sense.
So the important thing to remember on Eternal Scourge is it is spell or ability an opponent controls, and you exile it. So tappers are the bane of this card.
Indeed.
There's a Thraben Foulblood, Astencia Innkeeper.
God, it's funny. As good as this draft has gone for Seth as far as picking up key removal spells, he still has had a really hard time filling out his card. He does not want more 3-powered 4-drops in this deck. The Thraben Foulbloods and the Astencia Innkeeper are similar in that way, and they're not filling. He wants 3-drops and 2-drops.
Yeah, all the vampire art in this set is just great. Look
Yeah,
at
they
that
knocked
card.
it out of the park.
How about a 5-drop? You said you didn't want any more 4-drops. How about another 5-drop?
I really want a 2 and a 3 here.
Wow. Flayer is still there. Grim Flayer. There's also a Ironclad Slayer just wandering around the table here. Takes another Midnight Scavenger. So I don't know that he has anything to return other than Weaver of Lightnings
he still has a few more picks here, and then all of the Shadows over Innistrad pack to find those, to answer those type of questions. There's a Reaver. I would just take the Falconwrath Reaver here for sure.
And it's between that and Make Mischief.
Yeah, he's got plenty. Make Mischief is a medium removal spell, and Reaver also not a great card by any stretch, but feels like it fills the need
Looks
that
like
he
he's
has.
going with Make Mischief.
Wow,
He is all in on the spells here.
he's going to have to capitalize on these.
He does have 2 Weaver of Lightnings. That's what's important here.
Identity Thief still in the pack.
So Skier's Dig Supplicant.
Sure.
3-drop. Got a little bit of extra toughness too. Looking at some green cards there. Takes a Hamlet Captain.
He's just cutting the Hamlet Captain. I guess he doesn't plan on playing the Supplicant at all. Surprised by that, though.
Yeah, another Make Mischief.
Sure. It's just
come
I
back to
can't
the
imagine
table.
that these Make Mischiefs are going to make the cut.
Well, again, I guess if you're,
He can't run 5 creatures or 7 creatures, right? He's going to need to up his creature count, and that's going to start eating into those removal slots.
third Make Mischief.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that good of a card. That's fine. He seems to like it, too. We did see
Yeah.
him play it in the booster draft, but, the third one is pretty much useless for you. I think the first one's questionable to make the cut, and second and third are just not.
Don't hold back here, Marshall. Tell us how you really feel.
That was a good cut, though.
Was that a Displace? Or a, what card was that?
Remember the name. Give me my book.
Okay.
It was a turn aside that he got late. there.
Okay.
And
Oh,
that's
that's a huge card actually for him to take.
pretty
out.
good. Pretty good against him, yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at what is going on here. Again, let's do a quick creature count.
That is what I'm curious about. We know his removal is pretty
Premium.
darn fantastic here. Yeah.
Premium.
one of the ways that you'll see these type of decks play out in a way that you're not happy with is that he's got a lot of removal for smaller creatures, and then as you keep the board clear, you don't back it up with damage yourself if you don't have creatures of your own, and then your opponent starts playing big creatures that Incendiary Flow can't kill, and you can fall behind that way. Now, he does have the double Midnight Scavengers to help him really grind out a bunch of card advantage
2
here.
Eternal Scourges to sort of try to gum up the board early and have like these really difficult to deal with cards. 3 Make Mischiefs, which didn't look like they got sorted to the front completely in terms of what he's thinking is in his deck. He left them sort of in the back of the pack there. Speaking of packs, we're going back.
This is an important pack. He is primed to have a 3-0 deck here. The level of removal and how good it is that he got, as well as the 2 Lightning Weavers,
just, like,
means that he's in a situation where if he can fill out his curve, he's going to have a 3-0 deck on his hands here.
What is he? He just wants... He's like, all right, I'll take a dual shot, a Rancid Rat. Rancid Rat's actually pretty sweet for him.
Fine, yeah. I'd probably take it here.
He's still considering green. Look at that. He's got the Quilled Wolf up near the front. But does take the Rancid Rat.
The Rancid Rat's, like you said, quite good in this deck. You can buy it back with the Midnight Scavengers after it traded off for basically anything.
Yeah, trades up.
Yeah. Trade it up for something.
Skulks in for damage. Pecks away. There's, you see, a Tormenting Voice, a Throttle. Sanguinary Mage, thank you.
Sanguinary Mage looks pretty sweet, actually. Same with the Bloodmad Vampire there, too. You basically just want cards that can, back up your removal spell. So you play a Sanguinary Mage, then they play a card, you kill it, hit them for 2. If they don't play anything, you play a Bloodmad Vampire, kill their creature, hit them for 6. Like... These are the type of sequences that he can win the game very easily with the removal suite that he has.
And a card like Bard Malevolence, you get to give +2/+2 to your Sanguinary Mage and -1/-1 to their creature.
Yeah,
So
which means it can get through
Yeah.
basically everything.
Yes. I don't think he would be unhappy to see like 2 more Sanguinary Mages in a row, and that might actually just round out his deck.
Yeah, there you go. See, there's a Crow of Dark Tidings, right? Like, that's not the type of card that you get excited about. Oh, there's Asylum Visitor. Oh, hello.
Heir of Falconwrath.
All right. We did it.
Rewarded for black here.
Yeah, he's going to have to decide which one he wants. I tend to take the Heir of Falconwrath over the Asylum Visitor, but maybe he's got some plans.
You err on the side of Falconwrath here.
Come on. I have to put up with this all the time. I finally get back in the booth with you and you too, huh?
There you see Heir to the Night. Flying 3/2, but sometimes the most important thing you can do with that card is discard something to it for madness. But we don't really have, I don't think, anything other than maybe a Weirded Vampire for that right now.
Yeah, not great options for Seth here either. The Ember Eye Wolf, fine.
Yeah.
And the Gatstaff Arsonist is also classified as a fine card, except for that he's already a little stacked up at the 5 mana slot.
He's a little choked at that point in the curve. Which also includes having removal. There's a Sanguinary Mage number 2. There's Spiteful Motives, a card we've seen him play and seem to really like.
Doesn't seem to fit this deck too well.
Yeah, I really like that Sanguinary Mage, but
yeah, I like the Crow or the
I'm not
Mage
question
here.
Seth Manfield.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because he may have hit critical mass of creatures and he feels comfortable with. Yeah, I would feel a little nervous about it at this point.
And maybe he's expecting people are going to be running into his
Lightning Weaver,
his Lightning
Weaver of
Weavers.
Lightning.
Yeah, Weaver of Lightning, yeah. And that...
yeah, I think I would have liked to see him take the Sanguinary Mage or the Crow there, but like you said,
Farbog Revenant.
He's the guy.
1/3 lifelinker with Skulk. Really the only pick for him here, other than maybe hating a card and hating a Rise from the Tides. Card he hates to pass. He loves that card. He was really the big Rise from the Tides drafter in the Team Eureka house for the last Pro Tour.
Speaking of. That's really funny. He should probably just take Jace's Scrutiny.
Can he splash blue?
Actually would be kind of good in his deck, wouldn't it? It's funny.
He takes Rise from Tides over Macabre Waltz there.
I'm surprised.
He just doesn't want to lose
Also,
to it.
Jace's Scrutiny is pretty good against him in some
He's so
scenarios.
far out ahead in the Rise from the Tides game. He doesn't want it to start equaling out against him.
Is he going to play it? He's not going to play it.
I don't think he's going to play it.
Jessup Skinner still in the pack means
Yeah, green is
not a lot of green
not
on his
being
coming from
drafted.
his right-hand side.
Well, remember, we also saw the Grim Flare go around super late the other way.
Yeah. You can see no red cards in this pack. No black cards
Engulf the
either.
Shores.
So he's just going to have to take a card that he's going to plan on cutting. So what's best against him? He's going to decide.
Uninvited Geist. He's just like, I'll just get a creature out of the way.
I guess
More
so.
removal.
Yeah.
I'll remove this
He-
creature
he's
from the draft.
I like it.
Looks at Crawling Sensation. Looks at Emissary of the Sleepless. Takes the Emissary. And then we're just really in the...
We're in the dregs here.
Yeah.
This went well for Seth. Look, he had some needs going into the last pack. I think he met
Fury in
them.
the last.
Yeah, it's fine.
in the last record. Not
Yeah.
not super amazing in his deck.
No, but I think he met the threshold that he needed for a creature count, and we certainly know that his removal spells are fantastic. So I
I would have loved
really
that
like
second
his deck
Sacred
here.
Engage. I'm definitely gonna ask him about that.
Agreed. Yep. That he took the spiteful motives
Yeah,
over it.
yeah.
I don't know what I don't love the spiteful motives in his list at all. Just seems like unnecessary risk.
Yeah, I feel like he has a plan for it, and that's what I want to. That's what I want to figure out.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
there you have it. Give me a grade on the seat. Give me a grade on the deck, Marshall.
A minus, A,
Yeah,
A. I think he did fine. I think he drafted well, and I think his deck is great.
yeah.
I mean, Seth's in the zone, right? Like he just kind of can do no wrong at these things,
Yeah.
and